Ladies and gentlemen, relax, have a seat. Let's get down to business. What we're looking at today, SCP-4039, Object Class, KETER. Special Containment Procedures. In accordance with Operation Gaslight, containment efforts primarily consist of maintaining public perception of SCP-4039 as non-anomalous. Public knowledge of SCP-4039-1, Event 4039-1, Carnot convection, or SCP-4039's anomalous nature, shall be considered a containment breach against which MTF Gamma 5, red herrings, shall increase disinformation campaigns and utilize targeted Class B amnestics at their discretion. Research likely to uncover the existence of SCP-4039-1 or the occurrence of Event 4039-1 shall be monitored and suppressed. Development of termination procedures for SCP-4039 should be considered a level chief priority. However, termination of SCP-4039 requires prior approval by a majority of the O5 Council. Description: SCP-4039 is a continuing phenomenon affecting all regions of space, which causes all closed systems to increase in entropy over time. No means of blocking or limiting SCP-4039 have yet been developed. It is hypothesized that SCP-4039 inhibits Carnot convection, as no Carnot convection has been observed since Event 4039-1. Research whether additional entropy is being actively inserted into our dimension is continuing. The practical effect of this increased entropy is increased randomization and uniformity of states of matter. This additional entropy itself is non-anomalous. It is hypothesized that SCP-4039 will result in a ZK class reality failure scenario in approximately 10 to the 100th power years. SCP-4039 began at 2:42 p.m. April 19, 1911, designated Event 4039-1. This is the approximate time and date when, redacted, completed their design for non-anomalous infinite energy and matter generation. The relevance of this concurrence is under investigation. All naturally occurring entropy, such as static interference, contains a coded message designated SCP-4039-1. This message translates into the word enough. Initially thought to be a message in English, SCP-4039-1 was found to translate similarly into every language tested. SCP-4039-1 does not appear in entropic recordings made prior to Event 4039-1. Event 4039-1 went largely unnoticed by the population. The myriad of small effects were generally ignored, and fallout from larger effects were contained by Foundation efforts. Examples of such effects include the uniform failure of some automobile models, shifts in ocean currents, decreased efficiency of oven mitts, and an increase in culinary cooking times. Immediately following Event 4039-1, MTF Gamma 5 efforts succeeded in quelling suspicions, attributing these effects to solar flares, industrial sabotage between home appliance vendors, and other mundane causes. Addendum: SCP-4039-A. Subject: Containment Unit for SCP. Immediately following Event 4039-1, the perpetual motion device and 4 redundant backups used in containing SCP simultaneously failed. Upon cessation of all movement in the SCP containment chamber, SCP breached containment and caused 19 Foundation casualties before containment could be reestablished. SCP upgraded to Euclid. Addendum: SCP-4039-L. Subject: Spinning Top. A toy spinning top was spun via a robotic device in a vacuum-sealed chamber. The friction of the top against the floor of the chamber converted the rotational inertia of the top into negligible ambient heat. Carnot convection failed to convert ambient heat back into rotational inertia, and the top fell over after 15 seconds, ceasing all further motion. Addendum: SCP-4039-M. Subject: Helium gas. An airtight chamber filled with helium gas was expanded, causing the helium molecules to spread throughout the space as expected. However, the spread of the molecules did not at any time reverse. Carnot convection did not occur, and the molecules seem to be permanently spread into their lowest energy configuration, equally filling the chamber. The excess entropy was not absorbed and appears to be indestructible. Addendum: SCP-4039-R. Subject: Pocket Universes. SCP-4039 is shown to affect some, but not all, known pocket universes. Research into siphoning excess entropy into K-4039 pocket universes is ongoing. Addendum: SCP-4039-AA. Subject: Main sequence stars. Observation of interstellar bodies have returned inconclusive results. Observation of Sol indicate that it is no longer attracting or absorbing interstellar radiation and is no longer forming new hydrogen atoms to fuel itself. The energy output of Sol remains unaffected by SCP-4039, but at the present rate of fuel consumption, Sol will consume its entire fuel supply in approximately 5 billion years. It has not yet been determined whether the fuel creation of interstellar stars or interactions of interstellar bodies are affected by SCP-4039. Addendum: 4039-OG. By unanimous vote of the O5 Council, Operation Gaslight was initiated, and the public consensus reality was changed on 1911 to incorporate SCP-4039 as non-anomalous and as having always existed. Notably, forged research purportedly from Lazar Kennat was disseminated, and all references to the second law of thermodynamics were replaced or modified to read in their entirety. The second law of thermodynamics states that the entropy of any isolated system always increases. Scientists, textbook publishers, and other influential individuals have been inducted as E-class agents of the Foundation or anesthetized. Self-perpetuation of the updated public consensus reality was declared successful on December 3rd, 1916, and all compound ENUI-5 facilities were ordered to stand down at that time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was SCP-4039. Keep in mind that this SCP, as well as the others, this one especially, is classified. I don't want any speaking around the hallways about SCP-4039. I know how you guys like to talk. This one, keep it zipped. You understand? You're all dismissed.